Have you ever felt that quiet, creeping fear of being forgotten? It doesn't shout, it slips in when you feel unseen, making you wonder, do I matter? Would anyone notice if I disappeared? Sometimes it's being overlooked at work or feeling invisible in a crowd of friends. It's not about being alone, it's about lacking deep, meaningful connection. Our world measures worth by visibility and success, fueling the anxiety that we're just passing shadows. But this fear isn't weakness. It's a longing to be known, to belong, to leave a mark that lasts. Deep down, we all want to know our story matters to someone. This fear shows up in the smallest moments. A birthday with fewer calls, seeing photos of a party you weren't invited to, or sitting alone in a crowded room. These aren't tragedies, but they sting, building a quiet narrative that we're on the outside. It's the elderly person waiting for visitors, the new parent feeling isolated, or the friend whose messages go unanswered. Even in our closest relationships, we can feel unseen, by a spouse, a child, or a drifting friend. The world moves fast and it's easy to feel left behind, like an outdated app no longer needed. But there's a promise that cuts through this fear, a promise of remembrance that never fades. It's not about staying relevant, it's about being truly, eternally seen. Let's explore that promise. In our fear of being forgotten, God offers a profound comfort. See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hands. Engraving isn't a fleeting note, it's a permanent mark carved with intention and care. God's hands, the very hands that shaped the universe, bear your name. This isn't the act of a distant deity but of a loving father who refuses to forget his child. The palms are always visible. Every time God acts, you are before his eyes. Human memory fades, but God's remembrance is eternal. You're not a task to be checked off or a file to be lost. You are a masterpiece, forever etched into the hands of the master artist. Your worth isn't in your visibility to others, but in your permanent place in God's heart. That's a promise no circumstance can erase. Isaiah's promise is a lifeline for anyone who feels overlooked or abandoned. When the world moves on, God whispers, "But I have not forgotten you. Here you are, right here on my hand." Your value isn't set by your social circle or career, but by the one who engraved you into his being. Even when you're not invited or feel invisible, you are the focus of the Creator's love. You can never wander so far that you leave God's hand. In your loneliest moments, you are held, seen, and remembered by the one who matters most. This doesn't erase loneliness instantly, but it anchors you in hope. You are unforgettable. Hold on to this truth. Repeat it when insignificance whispers. You are a divine engraving, cherished and known forever. The need to be seen and remembered is fundamental to being human. From birth, we seek the gaze of others to know we exist and matter. This need for connection never fades. It shapes our self-worth and security. When we feel invisible, it wounds us deeply, making us question our value. Social exclusion triggers a primal fear of being cast out and forgotten. That's why God's promise to engrave us on his hands is so healing. It meets our deepest need for attachment. Human relationships can fail, but God's remembrance is constant. Knowing we are permanently seen by God gives us resilience and courage to seek connection, even when people forget. God's remembrance isn't fragile or conditional. It's an unshakable foundation. You don't earn your place on his hand. You're there because he chose you in love. Everything on earth fades, but God's promise is eternal. His engraving is more permanent than mountains, more enduring than stars. Our failures don't erase it. Our doubts don't make it fade. We are held securely in a love that doesn't depend on us. When the world forgets, plant your feet on this truth. Your identity is defined by your Creator, not your circumstances. You are engraved on the palms of his hands, a foundation that can never be shaken. Picture this. You are a message written in permanent ink, not on a fridge but on God's heart. Your name is there, a constant reminder of his love and promises. God doesn't need reminders, but he gives us this image to calm our anxious hearts. You're not one of many tasks. He gives you his full attention. When you wake up, face challenges, or feel alone, remember, you are already on God's mind. This isn't just spiritual, it's practical comfort for every moment. You are not a fleeting thought, you are a permanent fixture in his love. The fear of being forgotten dissolves in the light of this truth. Knowing you're engraved on God's hands is comforting, but how do you live it out? First, turn this truth into prayer. God, I feel invisible, but you have engraved me on your hands. Help me feel that today. Second, create physical reminders. Write Isaiah 49:16 on a card, or trace your name on your palm. These cues ground you in truth when emotions pull you away. Third, become a rememberer for others. Reach out, send a note, call someone. In remembering others, your own loneliness often lessens. Finally, be gentle with yourself. It's okay to hurt. Rest in the knowledge that God's grip on you is sure, even when yours feels weak. He will carry you through lonely moments until you see His faithfulness again. When silence fills the room and shadows creep, when you believe the lie that you're left behind, remember this: before the world began, a promise was made, not written with fading ink, but carved by God, again and again. Look to His hands. Your name is there, for all eternity. Let fear cease and your heart be still. You're held in everlasting peace, seen and known, a memory meant to last, for He remembers you. Thanks for watching Speak Life Studio. Support this mission at buymecoffee.com. Every gift helps us share more faith-filled messages.